What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity. I hope you guys are doing well. Now, as most of you know, I've been pretty outspoken about my disdain towards Activision as of late. I believe in boycotting Modern Warfare 3 until Activision actually decides to make the game better. And I haven't seen any signs that point to Activision learning from their past mistakes, but I hope they do. But the reason for today's video is more of a conversation with you, my audience, to see what it's going to take for you to invest back into Call of Duty. Or are you just flat out done with this franchise as a whole? Now, this video, I don't want to get it twisted. I am still extremely excited for CSGO 2 and for X-Defiant. And you're going to see that type of content on this channel. But let's be honest here. This channel was built off Call of Duty, and I'd like the franchise to somehow find a way back to its glory days. And personally, I think that we do need to hold it accountable when it's not performing as we see fit, which is why I'm all for a boycott, which is why I'm not going to be buying the game when it comes out this November. I'm not interested in where Call of Duty currently is. What I am interested in is where Call of Duty can get to if we actually see Activision take some of our feedback to heart and transform the game. I want to know what it's going to take. What are the changes that you need to see for you to get invested in this franchise again? And I'm going to talk shortly about what I'd like to see, what it's going to take to reel me back in. But I want to know what it's going to take for you guys. Because some of you might have a long list. Some of you might have a short list. Some of you might be done altogether. And I want to hear about it down below in the comments section, because this is the Call of Duty community. And I'd love for Activision and Infinity Ward to see that their community cares for their franchise and wants to see it succeed, but they're just sick and tired of the current state of it. And I honestly believe that it starts with building a community here on this channel, and hopefully we can transform and evolve and get our voices heard by the masses. So let me know with that comment section how you guys feel Call of Duty needs to change for you to be reinvested in it. Now, as it goes for me, my list is pretty long. It's pretty expansive. And honestly, I don't think it's anything that's too difficult to accomplish, but it's going to actually take some real investment and time from Activision's side for me to be satisfied in purchasing another Call of Duty game. Now, the one caveat I do have here is if all my friends buy the next Call of Duty game and I'm sitting there like, do I want to play with my friends or do I not? And that's the struggle that I'm going to have to deal with internally, because that's one of the main reasons why I bought Modern Warfare 2, and we stopped playing it 2 months in because of how bad the game was and how unenjoyable it was to just play with your friends, because the matchmaking in this game just flat out blows, and I don't want to experience that again. I don't want to go out and spend another $100 to try to play with my friends only for it to be a complete disaster. So I want to approach this from not playing with my friends, from a solo player. What is it going to take for me to get invested in Call of Duty so I can dump a bunch of time into it again, just like I used to during its glory years, during the Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 days? And the truth is, it starts right at launch. I don't care what this beta delivers to us, because as I learned from the Modern Warfare 2 beta, the beta does not matter. We got a map in the beta that we didn't get in the full game until 3-4 months in because of copyright issues. The beta didn't showcase just how bad the UI in this game was that, I'll remind you, never got fixed. The beta didn't show us just how little content there was at launch. Remember, we were lacking maps. We didn't have a combat record. We didn't have challenges. The prestige system still sucks and sucks to this day. We had glitches galore that are still not fixed. Have you tried playing Search and Destroy? The cameras still don't work as intended. Remember, this game made how much money? How much revenue? Even on PlayStation? And you're telling me that you can't fix a simple bug like that? Showcases you don't care. And that's kind of what all this revolves around, is they don't care. I'd like them to actually start applying some of this feedback we've been giving them. And as it stands right now, it doesn't sound like they're going to. It doesn't sound like Call of Duty has any interest in applying any of the feedback. I'd love for them to get rid of seasonal prestige and just have the normal prestige system back into the game. I'd love for them not to wait for seasonal launches to fix their game. I'd love for their launch to be smooth this year, but I don't think it will be. I'd love for them to have ranked play right at the beginning. I'd love for them to have worthwhile challenges that are time sync challenges at the start of the game's life cycle. I'd like the game to feel like a complete $100 experience, because that's what you're charging here in Canada, at launch. But that's the problem, isn't it? We know it's not going to be. So why am I wasting this breath today? It's because we need to start this conversation now, so that they can make the necessary changes for when the next Black Ops games comes out. Because I'll be honest with you, that's a game I'm interested in. That's a game that I have some hope for, because Treyarch actually finds a way to deliver more often than not. It's been a very long time since I've seen Treyarch miss the mark when it comes to what Call of Duty players want. So I have some hope there. But when it comes to Modern Warfare 3 and what they're going to need to nail, I don't care about the campaign. I can guarantee you the campaign's going to be half decent. They're going to work hard on it. It's going to look beautiful. It's going to play well. I don't have any concerns there. But when it comes to the multiplayer, they need to make sure that this game, that the multiplayer right off the bat, is injected with a ton of fresh content. Content that will make players want to come back and play. Make it so the matchmaking doesn't feel like you're constantly going up against the same players at the same level of players all the time. Expand the parameters for skill-based matchmaking. Nobody's saying you have to remove it entirely, but at least make it feel a little bit more different instead of just the same. Listen to your community. And this is why it's going to be a trial and error. I'm not buying it at launch. I want to see how Modern Warfare 3 adapts to the players actually providing feedback to the developers. If it's going to be the same old, where once again, players are giving their feedback, the community's in an uproar about certain things, and the developers just plug their ears and say la la la, count me out. Count me so far out. Don't even think that I'm going to be invested or interested in the game. Because for me, that's not what I want. I want the developers to listen to the community and apply changes. And if Modern Warfare 3 can do that, if Sledgehammer Games can listen to its community, make the game better as the year goes on, you might get my money. You might get me to play it. You might get me to try it out on a free weekend. But until that I see a track record of you actually trying to make the game better as the year goes on, I'm going to stay out of it. I'm not going to be interested in it. And that's what it's going to take for me. And obviously there's more to it than just the small list I provided here. You know, obviously I want better bundles. I want a better battle pass system. I want a lot of things. But at its core, the gameplay needs to be more fun. The movements need to be more fluid. The gunfights need to seem more consistent. You got to get rid of all the freaking cheese in this game that applies only to casual players. You've got to make the game feel like it used to. You've got to reward players for learning things. You've got to widen the skill gap. I'm tired of games always trying to decrease the skill gap. No! Let players learn, evolve, and grow instead of forcing them to just play within this very small meta. I don't like that. That's not where games thrive. The other thing that I'd love to see Modern Warfare 3 have, and if you've made it this far in the video, thank you very much. Comment banana down below. I would love to see more community involvement in this game. And what that means, more community-made modes that get highlighted each and every single week. Community-made maps that get highlighted each and every single week. A community that's able to thrive and grow off of its creativity instead of it constantly being squashed by Activision. If you want to get the community invested, you need to invest in community-led projects, gameplay, and map design. The game can thrive off of that. Because when you invest in your community, they'll invest back. Think how fun it would be to have a big party mode in Call of Duty and constantly being able to play those modes. Call of Duty's got to learn from its mistakes. It cannot launch the game with limited amount of modes, limited amount of maps, and limited amount of content. More content, quality content, community-driven content. These are the things that are going to get people on your side. And until I see that, and I'm sure the same goes for a lot of you, you're not going to be interested in buying this game. You're not going to be interested in investing time into this game because you haven't seen the changes that are necessary for you to sink that initial investment in. So that's kind of my list. What's it going to take for Modern Warfare 3 for me to buy it? You just heard it. But I want to hear from you. I want to know what it's going to take for you, the viewer, the member of this community, to be interested in this game. So let me know with a comment down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, I thank you very much for watching. But if you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're new here and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.